I'd like to hear what you have to say as regards the major trending stories across the papers every morning, Mondays to Thursdays, 8:40 to 9:30. Now, today, there are a lot of trending stories across the papers. Yes, but two stories stand out. Of course, from yesterday, there have been, the brouhaha. Let me put it that way, as regards, the extension of the deadline of the new Naira notes and thereof. And it's been quite an interesting one that we had the conversation this morning, and there's a lot that we had to say as regards that. So we're going to talk about the angle of the House of Reps. The House of Reps have insisted that the extension of the deadline is not the solution. They are still insisting that the CBN governor must be arrested, and that the speaker was going to sign the letter or the warrant for that today. Okay, so what we have now is as regards to CBN 10 days extension. Do you agree with the 10 days extension, or like the CB or like the ad hoc committee at the House, that's not the solution? And it's not just them. Some experts are also saying that is not the solution. Some people are saying, oh, it's too short. Why 1 week? Why not add more days to it? Why just the few days that they added? And then we're asking now, do you agree with the 10 days extension, or do you support the insistence of the House of Reps that Emefiele must appear before the House and answer questions? We have so many questions for the CBN governor, so many questions. The commercial banks are saying they don't have enough new notes. If they say they don't have enough new notes, and then the CBN is insisting that we gave you enough new notes. So what exactly is the term enough? It's relative. The commercial banks, to them, they may see it as not enough. The CBN, to them, they may see it as not enough. So tell us the figures. Then the people will decide if it is enough or not. Just as there are some states that have more commercial banks than the others. Lagos has a lot of on one street you can get almost 8 commercial banks, and that's just one street. And whereas there are some states that it is one bank per local government. And there are some states that even in some local government, they don't have at all. They have to travel. So did they share it well across the states? You can't give 6 million to Lagos and give that same 6 million to let's say an Ogun State, for example. Okay, so we're asking, do you support the insistence of the House of Reps that Emefiele must appear before the House and answer certain questions? Should more time be given to Nigerians? Because some people are also of the opinion that Nigerians are going to take advantage of this deadline. They're just going to relax. To some extent, the January 31st deadline put people on their toes. Everybody was, quick to do what they needed to do. But now that there's an extension, do you think it's going to make people relax? Do you think that, Nigerians are going to relax, or more time should be given to Nigerians? And what has been your experience so far with getting the new notes, and also the refusal of people to collect the old notes? So I went to buy food the other day, and I bought the food with my new 1,000 naira note. The woman was insisting, old notes. She was really insisting. I said, no problem, I have new notes. And then she gave me change in old notes.
And you say, what did you now do?
And I'm like, Mama, see the food, I've not eaten it. Please give me my 1,000 naira.
So
problems are there. Do you know what she did? So she went inside, now got my change, 400 naira. 200 naira new note, 200 naira old note. Squeezed it in my hand and ran inside. So I had no choice but to just leave, because I don't want to create a scene. So I just left the place. So you have situations like that where they just vehemently say no. Yesterday, one lady refused to pay for her marwa just because the guy wanted to give her old notes, and she had new notes, so she did not want to pay for her.
So this needless,
And it's insane, because even as at then, we still had the extension to January 31st. So what exactly has been your own experience? I'm talking to the callers now, with getting the new note and the refusal of people to collect the old note. So many things that we need to talk about. The 10 days extension, do you agree with it? Or are you with the House of Reps insisting that no, that is not what we want, that's not the solution? Come before us and answer questions. All right, you can't just sit down in one place, make decisions, and then think everything is fine. That's what the House of Reps is saying. Or do you think that we should give more time to Nigerians? And what has been your experience so far? That is as regards the CBN 10 days extension. Now, the second focus for this morning is the Ojuelegba tragedy. Very unfortunate one. 9 people died, 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl, 1 survivor. All right, so As regards the Ojuelegba bridge, it has become a serious problem into cars and buses. I don't enter bus on that Ojuelegba bridge. I'm sorry. When I used to work as really at Lawansin, I don't enter buses there, and I just quickly get what I need to do. There are no barriers on the
barriers
the
have all been
they've all been taken
stolen
off.
or
Stolen. It's stolen actually. They've all been taken off, so there are no barriers on the bridge, and then the bridge itself is not so wide. It's not so sturdy. It's shaky a bit. All right. So do you agree with Fuad that maybe we should have total banning of container trucks or articulated vehicles both on that Ojuelegba bridge and the Empire one? Do you agree with that? Or what can be done to stop needless loss of lives as regards falling containers? During the Fashola administration in Lagos State, he gave a curfew. You can only move between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. or thereabouts. I'm not so sure now. And they were working with that at night. They were only moving at night. Okay, we rarely saw them during the day. So do you think it's something that should be replicated again? What can be done to stop this issue, or should there be a restriction on bridges as suggested by Fuad earlier on? What about the roadworthiness of these trucks and heavy duty vehicles? Who checks them? I've stayed in Lagos all my life. I have never seen all these uniformed men
stopping them, or they are difficult to stop anyways.
How do you even stop them? Because
even their movements, these things are not roadworthy.
They have a lot of motor boys that are always trying to sort some things in between the head and the trolley and the truck.
And then you have big stick trying to hold it down, helping it with
motion.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
On motion, you see them fixing things. It's very unfortunate, actually. And then you see people just sleeping over there. So it's a serious problem, especially for us here in Lagos, because we have, the ports, and now we are having another port again on the island. So it's something that we need to start talking about. Let's us not start
safety of ordinary people, motorists.
Exactly. Let's not start having problems everywhere where you have aside from latching now, because this is not about latching. The entire truck tipped over and fell on that very unfortunate Korokwe. I even thought it was commercial bus. So it's Korokwe, very small. So the space in Korokwe is already small. So you can imagine how compressed those people.
I saw the pictures and videos, and honestly,
there was a woman that had her baby. She had a child
terrible.
in front of her.
I think we should just
it was a very unfortunate one. Okay, so but then that's why we need to talk about it. What can be done to stop needless loss of lives as regards falling containers? 091 36 000 410 091 36 000 410. That's the number that you can call into, and you can also send a text message or a WhatsApp message to that same number, and let's have a conversation. You have just 2 minutes. When you call in, please, you have just 2 minutes. The moment we start giving you signs, you just know that it's time to wrap up. It's not the time for you to now get to your second point. All right, please, let's just stick with that, and also let's keep it clean. All right, it's a very unfortunate incident that happened, the Ojuelegba one, but then let's keep it clean. Also, the CBN story is also there, the 10 days extension. What says you? Let's open up the phone line and have the conversation. You're listening to 98.3 Mainland FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra and Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Barrister Peter Oku. I'm calling from Mainland.
All right.
Yes. On the two issues of focus this morning, my take is that on the issue of the taxations of the central bank governor, I think that the National Assembly or the House of Reps, they themselves, they are guilty of what in law can be called laches and acquiescence. They have slept over their rights for a very long time, for the past 7.5 years. So it is now when the administration is always asked that you want to flex your muscles. They are not transparent. Let's face it. The National Assembly as a whole, they are not transparent. They have always gone to the tune of the Buhari administration. MFLA has never deemed it necessary to behave as if anybody has an oversight function over the activities of the central bank. it is only answerable to Buhari. And Buhari himself has behaved like a complete military dictator. He does not care about the National Assembly. So there have not been any checks and balances. My only hope now is if they can just mean what they say, is better late than never. If they can mean it in the interest of Nigerians, suffering Nigerians, then on the issue of
the container.
Yes, or the same problem. This container thing has been a recurring decimal, especially in a congested city like Lagos.
All right.
You know, I live in Houston, in Texas, for a long time, and I've never seen vehicles carrying long containers inside the tank.
Thank you, buddy.
It is never done. It is never done. And that bridge should be reconstructed. That will be it should be reconstructed. It has unleashed its usefulness. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning. No.
And that's what good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mr. Timothy calling you from Ojo. You know, I made parable the other day concerning this, our National Assembly. See, I'm not against them for them to do the right thing, but they have lost their value forever a long time. They have been sleeping on their duty. Are you with me?
Okay.
And they have lost the support of many Nigerians, especially the youth. When adulterated fuel was imported, did they call Minister of Petroleum to come and explain? When it has damaged so many people aging, so many people bought that fuel, and at the end of the day it was useless. Their money was wasted. Are you hearing me?
Yes, very true.
So many things that have been happening. Insecurity. How many services where there were so many services at the time? People said, let us impeach Buhari.
Okay.
They were not serious. They were not serious. Are you with me? Nah, see, all this their noise, it will still go down. It will not work. Let me, because Emefiele is having the support of Buhari, concrete support of Buhari. That is why, before he extended the date, he went to Daura to get the support of Buhari. That's why we were able, in a way, confused about this APC. Because Aswaju with Buhari, they are the same. Aswaju can pay for Buhari as if he was the one that want to enter the office. And at the end of dinner, see how everything is going. There's no synergy between them.
Thank you.
Are you with me? God will help us. We need to manage their tenure for a better government to come in.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say. Have a nice day.
And you too. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Madam Sandra. Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning.
Happy New Week. My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Antonia at the moment. Okay, so on the National Assembly issue, it's quite unfortunate that, you know, National Assembly is concentrating now on the, I'll call it the Naira design policy. Okay, although amongst other things, there are other things that they are calling the CBN governor for. Things like the funding of the banditry, amongst other things. So it's just quite unfortunate that it is now that the National Assembly are really hammering on the what is it called, on the Naira design extension and everything. You know, Nigerian debt profile rose from about 20 trillion naira to about 70 trillion, if I'm not mistaken, under this same National Assembly. And in these times, nobody came out to ask anybody anything. Nobody was questioning. Why is it now that they are questioning? Now, on the issue of the accident that happened in Ojuelegba, I know for a fact this is not that hearsay. I know for a fact that you know, VIO, all they do for these trucks, because they actually do roadworthiness for them. What they do is that they ask organizations to send
details of their trucks.
Details of the trucks. So the organization.
Sorry about that.
Hello.
they just send 1 or 2 trucks. They will tell you to send 1 or 2 of your trucks to come and do the inspection. And if that truck should pass, they use that for the rest. That is what they do. This is not ESA. This is not ESA. Now, let's look at it critically. VIO tend to focus their attention on private vehicles. How come they can't use this same attention? Leave the private vehicles. How many accidents does the private vehicle cause on a regular day in Lagos State?
All right, thank you, Mr. Solomon.
Why not focus? Okay, thank you.
Why not focus on what though?
The trucks is that's what.
Why not focus? Why not focus on this main trucks that are causing the accident?
All right, thank you.
You know, that's my that.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sister Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, where did Madam Sandra buy that food? Where did she buy food?
Good morning, Mr. John.
John from Ogba.
Exactly.
See, the extension of this the deadline. It's good, but that's not the main problem. The main problem is the new Naira note. Now let them make more provisions so that it will be accessible to us. Especially we that transfer business, we petty traders on a daily basis, you collect money, which is spend money. So that's the issue of like that is Minister Farah said before. Let there be preventive measures. Let them barricade the entrance, the entering point to crime bridge. Let them prevent the articulated vehicle from ascending that. Just as simple as that. About the
house.
People house.
Okay.
They are toothless dogs that are barking. That cannot do anything because they are rubber stamps. They are not performing their functions as a check and balances as stipulated as we learn in school. The first major work job they are supposed to do in that assembly is to act as check and balances. Come the expertise of whatever, whether the president or even the citizens have they been doing that for the past 7 years. That is on that. And let me talk about the labor. Just like the labor too. Where were they about these 7 years? It's not that they are coming out to say something. All is part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John. Appreciate
it. You said?
Nothing. I did not say anything. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name?
Yes, my name is Faye.
Faye, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Faye, calling you from Egbeda.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, concerning the Ojuelegba issue, I think even though there is a barriers on the bridge, it can't hold that trailer. You know, it's a container and the weight and the rest like that. So, and then another thing is that road safety are not the causes of it. It has nothing to do with roadworthiness or the rest like that. But this that junction, you understand me? That junction, because the bus is always parked on road, offload, do all sorts of things, and there is always traffic there. Coupled with the fact that there is a police station there, the police will be there to collect money as well. Do you understand? So that place is always occupied and the rest. So they should be banned totally.
It's a park. Faye, it's a park.
It's a park.
Yes, it's a park. That place is a park. They park there.
Under the bridge.
No. You're talking about under the bridge. I'm talking if you want to climb the bridge.
Just before the bridge is what she's saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that junction is over. They drop. They will approve passenger will be there, and a lot of things happen. That junction over. You will see as the road police collecting money there. So there is always now. So the bridge should totally be banned for trailers, trucks, and the rest like that. And the movement should be restricted too. Thank you.
Thank you, Faye.
Thank you very much, Faye. I think it's the first time of calling. Oh, she has gone. Thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate it. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, it's okay.
Engineer Femi.
Yeah, it's from my church.
Welcome.
Yeah, let me pick it like this. Concerning the truck. Last month, one this area and the police come to Ketu here. I ran from Ketu police station bus stop down to where the last man about to my church. I ran to go and cut them. They drove all those down away from the express. I saw one truck there that this truck is not okay. The brake is not okay. They have to push those downforce away from the express. They are collecting money, exhaust those downforce there. Before they got to know that it's not because I ran for that life, people's life there. Maybe some lives have lost. Are you getting me now?
Yeah.
These people cause a lot of damage. Now, concerning the new note, I don't believe that they're supposed to extend it.
Okay.
On Friday, me and my boss, we withdraw almost 30,000 to 60,000 in Bariga, where we went to go and work. Are you with me?
We are with you, engineer.
There's no note there.
Okay.
The central bank has already gave them the money. Okay. Where is the money? There's one guy in front of everybody there. PS guy say, "Oh, that come and collect. I have no note here." Where's the money? Where is it? Does not tell us another thing. I don't know what they are going to do about the election, about this BVN matter. Are you with me?
Yeah.
This BVN, how come upon the beavers? I mean, about the beavers, how come they can see over voting?
We are not even talking about Vivas. It's all right. Thank you very much. We appreciate Engineer Femi Onosanya. Thank you. 09136000410. That's the number to call. The two focal points for this morning is the CBN February 10 extension. The deadline from January 31st as regards the old notes has been extended till February 10. And then we also have the Ojuelegba tragedy. What exactly is the solution? That's what we're looking at this morning. All right. So let's stay on focus. 09136000410. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Sadam Lola.
Good morning. Mr. Abad, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
In fact, I cannot even believe that we are seriously battling with all these unrepentant conquerors. Immediately is a politician. That guy is not an economist. See, I'm telling you, this is just that immediately and Buhari, they are playing game with our lives. Why 10 days? If they are going to extend it, that means they are being very calculative about this coming election then. What game are they planning to play? No one that anymore was on a year that they actually targeting him. What game? In the targeting Tinubu, they know how to get him. Why playing politics with our own life? 10 days cannot, except the bank will make the ocean available. A lot of Nigerian women, perhaps also petty traders, they don't have bank account. If I give them 30 days, it would never be enough. And the bank are still giving the whole, maybe has a kind of outlet or mini bank that we can get it directly. These people are working together. On the issue of Ojuelegba, these people are, but I don't really understand. They know the right thing to do. This isn't wasn't the first one. It has happened before. He didn't just that without giving a kind of order. He knows this is what Lagos State government, they need to wake up to reality. Enough is enough. In fact, all those that talk can take other routes. I said that place now.
Thank you.
Look at those people now. They die untimely.
So sad.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Damola. I appreciate it. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Sandra, Comrade Ogbanago Mohammed Ibrahim.
Oh.
Good morning, comrade.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What?
Such
Good morning.
God bless you, sir.
Long time. How are you
Just
doing?
returned to Lagos.
Okay,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, sir. On the CBN this thing, let me talk about it. Look, they have extended the time for on the 10th. Nigerians should go and submit their money. When you listen to Emefiele, he said that banks are holding it. But he had already set up a committee. He met with EFCC, DSS, the police, and all the security agencies that they should go after those banks. He had already said it. We should also support them. Look, even if they should give 20 months, Nigerians will not still comply until the rush hour. So the additional 10 or something, they should go and submit their money. And let us also continue encouraging CBN to make sure that this money, the new money note, is in circulation. That is the only thing. They cannot continue giving 1 year or 6 months or whatever. Nigerians will never go. It happened in India. What happened? Within just a week, it happened in India and everything was over. Why would everything in Nigeria be we must be complain? It must be complained. Everything we must complain. Everything we must complain. What is that? Good morning.
Thank you very much, Comrade Ibrahim. Thank you for staying with us. This is still 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos.
I was actually hoping he will speak about his refusal to appear before the House. Yes, 10 days extension, more than 10 days. But my own issue is him appearing before the House, which he should.
Most people are, focusing on 10 days or not 10 days. There's an extension. Can it be longer? Can it be? Why is there an extension at all? But no, we're not looking at the fact that he is refusing to appear before the House of Representatives.
The representatives of the people.
The ones who are representing us, they're speaking on our behalf, asking him very, very important withdrawal limits. That's still an issue.
That was still in the cooler.
That's a problem now, because now you want to collect the new notes, but you can't even withdraw more than 20,000.
Somebody asked me a question. I think it was by Curtis that, look, what's even the value of the naira that you are limiting Nigerians to 20,000 naira in a day?
Let's not go there. 09136000410. I'll take some messages and then we'll be back to phone calls in a bit. Thank you for staying with us. A beautiful morning to you, Sandra and Fuad. As long as the House of Reps brings CBN governor to answer Nigerians' questions, the means through which he is brought is inconsequential. Enough of his impunity. K2, thank you very much. Also, I have here, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. I greet you peacefully. It's only God that will help us in Nigeria. There's no government policy that is beneficial to the poor and middle class people. Up till now, I haven't held the new Naira notes.
That's serious.
Till now, none of even 200, 500.
Maybe he's been doing transfers.
But till now, I've not seen 500. I've only seen 200 and 1,000.
Touched or seen?
Both.
Okay, both. Okay, but maybe he's been doing transfers.
No.
Yeah, it's possible. If you don't do cash.
I just want to hold it. Okay. Thank you.
I'll help you.
May God rest the souls of those that died in the accident. And that's Song Attacker from Ikeja. Thank you very much. Awolo Christopher from Shogunle. The 10 days extension is okay. However, CBN should enforce disbursement of the new Naira notes. What is very clear is that there's a cabal that's working assiduously to undermine the worthy policy as it has hit the corrupt people. However, the CBN governor should honor the invitation but insist on the program. On the Ojuelegba, rest RIP to the deceased. It's a failure of the government to do the needful. Thank you very much, Awolo Christopher from Shogunle. That's all. All right, and we also have Good Morning Mainland FM. On the falling truck, does it fall on its own, or the so-called Korokwe ran in front of it to pick passengers? Truck should move at night. If I from Asheshe, whether or not the truck the Korokwe ran in front of it, or whether it fell on people and people died.
The report was that it was picking passengers or probably dropping passengers off.
It was picking passengers and they was trying to overtake. How can you try to overtake
whatever it is? But, we should just ban these trucks from climbing.
That's the point. Because now it is not a factor of who is guilty or who is not guilty. How can we solve the problem? That's the issue of this trucks falling on. That's the issue now. Good morning, Sandra and crew. I greet you. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. My concern this morning is that suddenly, at the close of time, many of our politicians are pro-Emefiele running kaba. We must try as much as possible to invest in information so that they will be well informed and be trusted with their own kind of leadership in government. Look, all this noise is just a case of flexing powerless. Thank you. And that is Dr. Koko from Amuwo or Dauphin saying that Emefiele is running kaba. And the fact that the House of Reps are just making noise.
For some people thought that they should have even started this question when the policy was announced.
There are so many things that should have been. Till tomorrow, somebody appeared before the House. He did not bring his papers. He said, I'll go and bring my papers and I'll be right back.
And he didn't return.
And he did not go back. Step up. They are coming at a late time, unfortunately. Hello?
Hello, good morning. Fuad and
Sandra.
And Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Week. This is Bishop from Ikeja.
Okay.
There's no need in Emefiele going to the House of the Fuad.
How about you?
You said it all. You've said it all. Why haven't they invited him since the inception of the policy? House of Rep inviting Emefiele is political. We are Nigerians. We know what they're inviting him for. So there's no need to honor them. He's not the first who will not honor House of Rep. So it's political. He has given a press statement yesterday, which to me, the germane thing about the kidnappers you see collecting ransom and all those things. If you look at Nigerian Army today, our security operatives, they've been getting a lot of success since the inception of this announcement of being adults. So I think we Nigerians should always embrace good policies and condemn the bad ones in House of Rep. Our representative, are they really representing us? Can they speak our mind? The answer is no. It's political. I think the Commissioner of Police and the Lagos State government has a lot of work to do. Because if you go past Ojuelegba regularly, you will realize that the problem you have at the entrance of that bridge is the police, the LASMA, and the area boys. The area boys are collecting money for the police, they're also collecting for the LASMA. So, because they will tell you, I've questioned this before, somebody will tell me, don't you see passengers there, you have to carry them. I said, no, if the buses doesn't work, leave the persons there. Once you see that your life is being endangered and there's no bus to pick you at that spot, people will stop standing there. They will go to the designated bus stop.
All right.
All right.
So may the rights of the law of the party rest in peace. It's really sad, but the government has to do something about it. It's not about the truck moving at night or moving at morning.
Okay. Thank you.
The trucks even move at night. Korepo will still run around 12 midnight. It will still happen.
It's okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning.
Sure.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yeah, good morning, Fuhad.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes, on the subject matter, this new Naira note, I have not gotten it.
Okay.
I do a lot of transfer to my client and the other things. I have not gotten it. I don't even have a single one. But to me, I don't think it's a bad policy. I think it's something that we are just starting new. We should just embrace it. With time, everything will be fine. So on what is it called? The House of Rep, someone in Emefiele. I don't see him going there. It makes no sense to me. Why? Because Nigerians have been suffering too much for the past 8 years, and this House of Rep have never deemed it fit to summon all the suffering that we have been going through. Is it the insecurity? Is it the fuel crisis? Is it the NEPA, whatever we are paying high? Is it the bad road? Is it the bad infrastructure? They have never done any of those things. But now this one is affecting them. They want to arrest them, make their opinion though.
Okay.
On this Ojuelegba accident, believe you me, may the souls of those people rest in peace.
Amen.
But I will like to tell our government officials something. You see all these articulated vehicles, you see some of them, when the tire is bad, last man we arrested. And them going like that is endangering the life of the citizens. So these people should be tampering justice with mercy. If somebody has a genuine reason of parking to put his tire in order, last man should try to assist, not to arrest them and collect so much money from them. Running from the last man and the task force. So it's crazy. So those people should try as much as they can to tamper justice with mercy. If somebody has a just cause of changing his tire, they should assist. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kangwelina.
Mr. Fred, morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
I think my take on this Ojuelegba thing is that I want to ask Mr. Fred, have you seen the Lagos State governor? Has he gone to that place to see what happened? Ever since this incident happened, have you seen him going there? Or to the hospital to see where the people that the survivors where they are or something? There's nothing he has done. If there was a campaign, a rally in Ojuelegba, presidential rally for his master, he will be the first person to be there. Look at now, he has not gone there. He's there in his office. They should be able to go there and see what's happened and see how they can prevent this thing. But you will not see them. If there was rally there, he will be the first person to organize area boys to go and do rally. That's number one. And on Emefiele, I think those people are just blowing hot air. They want something from him. And I know that anytime a Emefiele goes to that place and blow that his big grammar, they will be the first one to start clapping for him. They want something. But you don't go to House of Reps with empty hands. They want something from him.
Like
and they're not seeing it. That's why they're questioning him with those arrests. I'm telling you. They want something.
Okay.
And they will not see it. They are just there looking for their own money. They don't care about the masses. Good morning.
All right. Thank you very much.
They want something. They want something from me.
What do they want?
I don't know.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Ambrose.
We thank God for another day.
Yes, so.
I want to welcome Corin Ogbanago back.
Yeah,
He's been in Abuja.
Mm.
Yes. You see, I don't know exactly what we Nigerians want. We are complaining of these politicians. First of all, I think I said these people are representing us. On paper, they are representing us, but practically, they are representing themselves.
Mm.
The members of the Senate and members of the House of Reps. This policy that they are fighting is not in the interest of the poor man, because even we had already adjusted here in Mowe. Nobody is talking about the saboteurs, those who are sabotaging these things. CBN said they have enough currency, and I'm not doubting them. I have said that if there is any policy that this Buhari government has done that I so much welcome, it is this very currency issue. They are trying to sabotage the CBN. Now they say February 10th. Now nobody is talking about the CBN governor saying that some bank managers and CBN staffs are involved in this fraud. Talking about it, if they extend this thing until their kingdom come, then all the monies that have been stolen, they will come back into the system.
All right, Pastor Ambrose.
But don't you think, Pastor Ambrose, that it would have been nice to have the CBN governor honor the invitation with the heads of the commercial banks?
Shouldn't he just go there?
So face to face with them, with the house, and then
he can insist
that look, I've given you enough money, so we know where to hold responsibility.
You and you people are talking like this when you know Nigeria. Is it not somebody that said the policy is because of him? You see, we are in a system where the governor himself, they wanted to arrest him. I know the governor is a politician. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying the governor does not have his own baggages. But at that point in time, they were looking for him to arrest. Is it not the system that has made a CBN governor to want to contest to become the president of this country?
Mm.
So the CBN governor himself is culpable. But this policy, the president came out to say, this is the reason why we are implementing this policy. And if you look at people who are opposing this policy, majority of them, they are supporters of these money back politicians. So I don't know what we want in this country. They should leave it. Let them leave it. If it is 1 year, let them leave the money so that the money can come back. Nobody should complain that things are expensive. We are suffering, and we are trying to see how we can mop up the system and make it, a bit better. And then we are saying the policy is not good. The policy is not good.
Thank you.
What exactly do we want? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. That's the whole point of having this conversation. Let's get to see divergent views as regards, this particular. Because if we were to sit in our own corner and say, just go, answer. When you answer, then you can say, however, the CBN insists that this policy must go on.
I just have an agreement with them.
I have an agreement. Come to a solution. But the fact that, just blatantly refusing to.
And again, we have to be careful the way we talk about institutions. This set of reps members would one day leave. The reps will still be the reps. The assembly will still be assembly.
The system is still there.
It's still there, so we have to protect the system.
It's about the system. It's not about
individuals or what they are doing now. The 10th will come, the 11th will come, the 12th will come. We have to protect the sanctity of the assembly.
That's the thing. They have their oversight functions.
And they have to do it.
They have the right to question any institution. You didn't do this. Why are you doing this?
God knows we may have very proactive members in future. But if their powers are eroded already, how do they function?
09136000410. I'll take some messages. We'll be back to phone calls in a bit. Good morning, Mainland. This is Timothy from Ojo. These current Nigerian leaders are very selfish. They're crying like little babies because the government policy is biting hard on them. Is it now that Tinubu is seeing something wrong with this government, since we have been suffering from insecurity, hardship, burger? don't know what that is. Is it burger?
Move on.
Or food?
Maybe, but we just move on.
What did he say?
Maybe just move on.
Okay. Because he typed burger. I'm trying to understand what.
Maybe a typo.
It has to be a typo because I don't get that. Good morning. The reps threatened to arrest Emefiele just because it affects them. The fuel scarcity that affects even the common man. Nobody's saying anything. Okay, well, they haven't actually said so much. We haven't heard from the reps as regards the fuel scarcity issue. Yeah. The only thing we heard is that they summoned. They keep summoning. They're always summoning people.
Too many things to deal with, honestly, Sandra.
Joe from Ikeja is curious. I think
as to why they are not exerting energy on the fuel scarcity. Yeah, I agree.
He has put the curiosity inside of me also now, because now I'm wondering that's true.
Have they done much on the fuel scarcity?
We have other problems. So why is it this one that we are hearing their voice on? All right, moving on. The House of Reps should leave Emefiele alone and think on important issues of fuel scarcity, price hike, attendant consequence on Nigerians. There's power outage across the country.
Yeah.
What is NAS doing to address that issue? What about insecurity? I think the current move of CBN to stem the tide of corruption and money laundering among some political elites is really affecting them. And that's why we have that. It's okay. Kikwado from White Sand. Thank you very much, Kikwado. I would love to know where you're from. That's a very interesting name. Sandra and Fuad, good morning. Baba Fela has sang about Ojuelegba for decades now. No be today. When we talk of action government, that's Fashola for you. During his tenure, these trailers don't move at daytime. God save Nigeria. And that's Baba Femo from Ikeja. Yes, we mentioned that. He gave a curfew. He gave them curfew. CBN isn't ready for Naira Wahala. Where are the new notes, even with the extension? Why are the new notes at Owambe venues more than banks?
Abi?
The CBN distributes it to the Owambe people.
It has to be on the commercial banks, but again, that's why we need him to come out and answer these questions.
CBN governor has questions to answer. He's a politician and he must have interests somewhere. Laws are never obeyed here, even by the law enforcement agencies. Articulated vehicles were told to be plying between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Today, in our story, most of our problems are man-made. RIP to the Ojuelegba truck victims. Where is Leah Sharibu? And that is Chijioke sending his own message there. Okay, we'll take some messages and then wrap up with more messages. We'll take some calls now and then wrap up with some messages. You're still listening to 98.3 Mainland FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Ochola. I'm calling from Orile currently.
Mr. Ochola, go on.
Thank you. You see, Emefiele, I think Emefiele, Emefiele would have been arrested since before now. Could you believe that it is not, politicians are not even suffering for this? Yesterday, I withdrew 50,000 naira. I have to pay 5,000 for 50,000 naira. 500 naira per 5,000 naira. Yesterday, because if you go to the bank, you cannot get new naira note. If you take old naira note to the bank, and if you go to the bank the next day, you end up in getting old naira note back. So what kind of policies? This thing doesn't affect any politician. If anybody is telling you that it is affecting politicians, that is why they are crying out. That doesn't say the truth. It affects and not support Nigeria. Why new old naira note? If you go to bank don't supposed to give out the old naira again. Because old 200 naira, they are using both old and new. We're supposed to use new and old one. When we take the old one to the bank, the old one shouldn't come back again. But it is not like that. So you are now saying that maybe it's not there. It should be arrested and prosecuted. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, we are talking about it affects ordinary Nigerians, not politicians.
I've been listening.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to talk about the new naira. The extension is good, but there's one caller that said that we are always reluctant in doing things in this country. We always like to be a blame game. There's time for us to go and deposit our money. When you deposit your money and you go back to the bank to withdraw and they give you old one, reject it. Say no to it. I do it myself. I do it.
After
if I deposit my money, I go back.
After they've debited me.
If I deposit my money and then maybe in the next 2 days I go back to withdraw and they give me the old one, I will reject it. I will not take it. Okay. Then coming back to Ojuelegba, I don't want to go into that CBN matter much.
Okay.
Coming back to Ojuelegba, we have been talking about it since morning. That bridge is a terrible sight Even yesterday, if I was coming from Lekki to mainland, I spent up to 1 hour plus to get to my house because of that incident, because it happened during that time. What I suggest there is that all those people at the edge of that bridge should be removed immediately from this morning. And all these container and all these big trucks, they're supposed not to take that bridge because it's narrow and it's like bended bridge. It's bended.
It tilts a bit.
The bridge is not straight. I use that bridge every day. They're supposed to be following down until they reach to when about Ambode was in power. They give them time, but after some time, policies, sometimes they will float it everywhere it's gone.
All right, thank you.
They're supposed to have a time to start and to be moving in the night. The time they will stop in the morning.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's a wrap. Unfortunately, we'll be able to take as many messages as we would have loved to. We have run out of time. But the most important thing is let's put the information out there. Let's try to put as much information out there as much as possible. There's an extension, so there's no one that has any right. Yes, there's no one that has an 11:15 a.m. today. Ballot 23 will be live, where we'll be having the Lagos State PDP Publicity Secretary, Mr. Akim, joining us.
Amode.
Amode. Okay, yeah, I didn't know the pronunciation.
Mr. Akim Amode.
That's why I ran away from it. Yeah. All right, so stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back by 9:45 for Global View. All right, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us. You're still listening to 98.3 Mainland FM. The conversation, of course, continues with Okwemi Akiode in Situation Room by 4 p.m.
Are you in search of a conducive, safe, and very affordable modern superstore in your neighborhood?